It's wild.
So was NWA Wildside the first company you got in touch with when you were there, or
No. So when I once I got here and got settled, uh, I kind of just got my feelers out to everywhere I could in Georgia. And again, I kind of just followed my pattern of just show up when shows were happening and kind of get to know people. There was a place, there's a family fun center called US Play that would run Wednesday night shows, and I'd be up there all the time, and that's where I met a lot of guys that I ended up just becoming some of my best friends in pro wrestling. But at the time, I'm 15, 16, just trying to get my foot in the door anywhere I can. But I had always heard, like, from Jump Street, it was, if you're gonna you want to get a part, you want to be an NWA Wildside, you want to be an NWA Wildside, that's the place to be. So that was kind of the back pocket goal. Like, I want to get there, but at the time, I wasn't ready for, even if that spot would have opened up, I wouldn't have been ready for it. But there was a show at a local fair right down the road from me, and that was the first time I saw Jason Cross, and I was just like, oh my god, this guy, like, he was doing stuff that, like, I didn't even know a human body could do. Just blew me away. So I hung out after the show and finally got to meet him. It was just like, dude, wow. And I kind of told him, like, yeah, I've trained a little bit, but I'm trying to get my foot in the door in places if you know anywhere. And he gave me his email address. Uh, so I got home and I emailed him immediately. Hey, Sal, I met you at the fair tonight. Big fan. Would love to tag along with you to some shows. And after about 2 months of pestering him, he finally gave in. Said, "Okay, come with me. I've got a show where I need a manager. Do you mind managing me?" I said, "I'll be whatever." And so he was doing like a pretty boy gimmick, and I was going to be his French photographer, Pierre Escargot. And we did it one time, and that night he wrestled Jimmy Rave, who went on to become my best friend. Uh, and he was just kind of like, oh wow, like there's actually something there. You're not just talk. I was like, oh no, I can, dude, I love this stuff. And he was like, okay, you're gonna be in the car with me from now on. Keep in mind, Jason Cross doesn't talk that clearly now. Ever since there was a night at a place we used to wrestle called Good Old Days. He tried to do a double moonsault. And remember, this is the back into '99, where pulling out a double moonsault wasn't something that just, like, it was just unheard of. And for whatever reason, he opened wide on the first one and then tried to tuck on the second one and landed straight on his head. And ever since that day, he's kind of lost the ability to enunciate. So he's very Boomhauer. Hey man, you're gonna have to text me. I don't. Those aren't words, buddy. I love you. Those aren't human words. Uh, but yeah, Jason threw me in the car, and I became his favorite opponent because I could take all his crazy high spots. He's doing front flip unprettiers, and like, I could post for a brain buster, and he could hold me up, and he looked huge compared to me. And I had no fear laying there eating that shooting star leg drop or just whatever. And fortunately, one of my strengths has always been having the ability to put a match together. So, he would lay out the 9, 10 things he wanted to do, and I would lay out when and why. And that was kind of just how our chemistry worked.